The war between Russia and Ukraine has shattered the illusion of permanent peace in Europe and is forcing nations to radically rethink their fundamental security strategies. Poland has officially exited an international convention banning the use of landmines, meaning it could potentially deploy the explosive weapon to defend its eastern borders from Russian threats. Prime Minister Donald Tusk said that Poland would soon have the ability to mine its eastern borders within 48 hours in case of a threat. Poland borders Ukraine and Belarus in its east and fears it might be a next target for Russia if Moscow decides to attack a NATO territory. By stepping away from this global agreement, Poland will soon possess the legal authority and operational capacity to deploy anti-personnel mines along its eastern border within 48 hours of a recognized military threat. This aggressive defensive posture is a central component of the broader Eastern Shield project. The Eastern Shield is a massive infrastructure initiative designed to physically harden Poland's frontiers with Belarus and the heavily militarized Russian exclave of Kaliningrad. The Polish military is simultaneously finalizing advanced domestic technologies like the Belush scatterable mine-laying system to ensure rapid deployment capabilities. To understand the compelling justification behind this drastic step, one must look directly at the brutal realities of the ongoing war in Ukraine. Polish military strategists have closely observed how the conflict is being fought and won on the ground. The undeniable tactical lesson is that landmines remain incredibly effective at halting advancing enemy armored columns and infantry units. Ukrainian defenders have relied heavily on extensive minefields to disrupt Russian offensives and buy critical time to mobilize troops. The Polish government concluded that relying solely on conventional forces without the defensive barrier of landmines would leave the nation unacceptably vulnerable. Leaders believe it is vastly safer to legally prepare and precisely map their own defensive minefields now rather than face the chaos of an invasion without them. Another core argument driving Poland's decision is the dangerous asymmetry created by the Ottawa Convention itself. Russia and several other major military powers never signed the treaty and continue to use landmines extensively and without hesitation. For Poland and its regional allies, strictly adhering to self-imposed disarmament rules while facing a hostile nuclear power that ignores those same rules is no longer a viable survival strategy. Withdrawing from the treaty levels the playing field and ensures the Polish military has access to every possible tool in the modern defensive arsenal. Furthermore, Warsaw emphasizes that the primary goal of this policy is deterrence. By publicly demonstrating the rapid capability to turn the border into a lethal and impassable zone, Poland hopes to dissuade potential adversaries from ever attempting an incursion. Critics of this move highlight the devastating humanitarian legacy of landmines. These weapons are inherently indiscriminate and routinely cause tragic civilian casualties long after a conflict ends. The Polish government and its regional partners deeply acknowledge these grave concerns, but argue that their unique geographic vulnerability demands a grim compromise. Their absolute priority is the constitutional duty to protect their citizens from the immediate and catastrophic threat of a foreign invasion. The political calculation is that the risk of future unexploded ordnance is heavily outweighed by the horror of seeing Polish towns overrun by a hostile army. Modern scatterable mine systems and strict military deployment protocols also offer significantly more control over weapon placement and future clearance than older methods. Ultimately, Poland is adapting to a highly dangerous strategic environment where the idealism of post-Cold War disarmament has collided with the harsh necessities of national survival. The decision to abandon the global landmine ban is not taken lightly by the political leadership, but is viewed as a tragic necessity to guarantee the physical security of the nation. By rapidly fortifying its eastern frontier with physical barriers and explosive deterrence, Poland is sending an unmistakable message of readiness and unyielding resolve to the world. The focus has entirely shifted toward pragmatic military deterrence to ensure sovereign territory remains secure against an increasingly aggressive neighbor.